We recently looked at a traffic stop where a citizen was pulled over for having dark tint. That was the sole reason for the traffic stop. The problem is the police vehicle used to pull the citizen over also has dark illegal tint. Soon after, we discovered that most of the vehicles within this agency have had tint applied to their windows that is too dark according to the statutes that they enforce. And to most people, that's a problem if those vehicles are going to be used in a hypocritical manner. So let's have a quick look at some of the highlights of that traffic stop, and then we're going to look at and discuss how this video, others like it, and you, the viewer, together we the people, effect change that we can see and pushes accountability. For your tint? You know what's funny? He's got tint on his car too. So he stopped you for tint. Stop this guy for tint on his vehicle. Well, let's see. He's got tint too. Hey, did he already put the meter on it? You don't have to allow him to do that. You can refuse to put the window up or down. But it's a bit hypocritical because he's driving around with the dark tint, stopping someone for tint when he's got the same tint. I don't like that. I don't like that road piracy anyway, because what do you suppose the reason, his personal reason is for enforcing tint? It can't be safety because he's also got the same tint. His might be darker. Hey, can I ask you a question real quick? Just real quick. He said he was stopped for tint.
Yep. That's probable cause to stop the
No,
car.
yeah, definitely. No, I agree.
And
by
then
the
we
law.
have our tint meters, so.
But my question is though, like with your tint, because that's not legal, right?
I've never tested my tint. I got the car that way from the police department. It's not my car, it's the police department's car. So.
Can we test it real quick?
Huh?
Can we test it?
No.
The link to the full video is in the description. And like I said before, I don't care what tint the police have or citizens have. Personally, my own opinion, if the police are driving around with illegal tint, I don't care. But it is absolutely wrong and hypocritical to be using a police car that the taxpayers, the citizens, have paid to have tinted illegally, and then those same cars are used to stop citizens for having dark tint, and then taking more money from those citizens to earn revenue for the state. I genuinely don't know how a cop as an individual or those in charge of a department or organization can be okay with that and feel good about themselves. Just job aside, on a personal level, how can you do that? I don't care what your views are. I don't care if you're pro-police, anti-police. I don't care if you lick boots. Everybody should see that that's just a problem. You don't do that. It's not right. And I've said many times, I'm not anti-police. I'm very much pro-good police, but I'm very pro-accountability. And police need to remember they are not above the law, and they should be held to the same standard when it comes to these same laws that they enforce upon the public. They are not exempt. A common myth is police cars are exempt. That's not true. It's a myth. That somebody made that up. Stop saying that. But here's the update here. Here's how we have affected change that we can see. That original video was seen by tens of thousands of people. It got a lot of attention, which brought the city, this department, a lot of attention. Many people reached out to this agency in many different ways to voice their opinions and their concerns. Other YouTube channels were putting pressure on over this very basic and simple topic. James Madison Audits, he actually came out with his own tint meter and tested some of these vehicles, the police vehicles, showing that they are legal. Stephen Sanders also started making inquiries, looking for transparency and accountability, along with this is a public service. And make sure you check out all these people. All great people, and we have the same intent and the same intentions. But during all of this, it was mentioned by some members of this department, Orange City Police Department, that things were being worked on the administrative level in reference to the window tint, the illegal window tint on the police vehicles. They either didn't know or wouldn't say or elaborate on what things might be going on. But the police chief of this agency, Wayne Miller, uses this vehicle, the Chevy Tahoe. And look at the tint. This was on October 27th. The tint is clearly very dark. It looks to be roughly 15 to 20% all the way around, with that same 15 to 20% over factory tint on the back windows, making it very dark. Also, this vehicle has a windshield that is tinted with 50% tint, making it look extremely dark, which again, I have no problem with. but it's definitely not legal. So it would be an issue for police vehicles like this to be stopping citizens with tint like this. I know they like the tint like people do, but just don't enforce laws that you're not following yourself. It's that simple. Now, a short time later, just the first week of November, I went back, and this is the same Tahoe, the Chief's Tahoe. It's a lot more dirty now, but still the same Tahoe. And I just wanted to have a closer look at the tint. And already, look at that, you can see through there. Look at this, the back windows too, which you couldn't see in at all. The front, you can see inside this vehicle. Obviously a huge change. And the windshield is no longer tinted. So without having a meter, this vehicle appears to be in compliance with the laws that they're enforcing, the tint laws. Like I said, either don't bother people for tint or remove your tint. And I will give props to them. I'm sure they're not happy about it. They don't like it. But they did remove the illegal tint. I don't know if this is a lighter tint put on there or if it's factory. But if that vehicle now were to be used to stop a vehicle for tint, it at least wouldn't be hypocritical. But that's just one vehicle, and there are plenty of others. I believe that I have noticed a change on another vehicle or two recently. But we're going to have to follow up and see if they're making these vehicles compliant to Florida statute, the ones that they enforce on us, department-wide or just on a vehicle or two. And I don't believe that the change on the timing of this tint change was coincidental. This is a direct result of citizens policing the police, which is crucial. Because as we've all seen, oftentimes when the police investigate themselves, they determine they did nothing wrong. Again, I can't make it clear enough that I could care less how dark their tint is on these police vehicles. I could care less. It's just the whole hypocritical thing. The appearance of above the law. Rules for thee, not for me. And they have to understand that's the perception from the people. And we've been shockingly told by some cops, like the one who parked on the sidewalk next to the fire lane under the no parking sign and blocking the door that says fire exit do not block. You know, that one. That they could care less what the perception is of them by the public. I think that's a problem too. And if all of this and all of us together are responsible for change, did we change the world or the system? No, definitely not. It's a tiny speck, but it shows that you have a voice. When you use it, people hear it. So thanks for being here. Stay tuned. We'll see if they are in fact changing all the vehicles in the department. If so, props to them for it. So share your thoughts. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Twisted luck. I'll see you soon.
Am I being detained?
No, you're free to go.